Hola a todos. Bueno, I'm gonna start in Spanish. Hola a todos. Tengo aquí a mi amiga Sumedha Khosla. Hi everyone, here's my friend Sumedha Khosla, and we are very intrigued about her journey, very curious about her journey. So why don't we start? Hi Sumedha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. And this is Stuffy.
Say hi, Tuffy.
Hi. So we want to learn, or maybe you want us to share your journey, how you started practicing yoga, or just tell us about you.
Welcome friends, my name is Sumedha and Indian yoga girl. Hope you all are doing great. So yes, how is my yoga journey started? It is a kind of funny thing. I was working here in Microsoft, earning money, and I feel focusing more on the career side. And one day I asked my manager where he's up to. He said, I'm going to Bikram Hot Yoga. And lo, I was there in the Bikram Hot Yoga. I was surprised to see that Namaste and all the terminologies they are using of mine. And being an Indian, I don't know about anything of the yoga. And then there was an opportunity. I asked my husband to go back to India just for 2 years. Believe me, those 2 years got converted into 8 years.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So those 2 years were the magical years where I just enrolled myself into the teacher's training of 200 hours. After those 200 hours, it was just for the weight loss, for the asanas. And then I came to know that yoga is just the part of the life. Yoga is about way much more deeper than anything else.
Yep.
And then I went to the philosophy side where I did masters in yoga sciences. So now I call myself as two masters in business administration from Cardiff University and masters in yoga sciences and consciousness from SYASA University, Bangalore.
Nice. All right, so those 8 years were your studies. So you started with your 200 hours and then the rest was your master's?
No. So those 8 years were kind of lot of certifications and lot of different kind of, like yoga. If you see those certificates, some of them are in the hatha, some of them are in the power, some of them are in the yin style, some of them are from the Rishikesh, and some of them are for the YIC, which we call it as yoga instructor course, and then masters in yoga sciences and consciousness.
All right. Wow. 8 years. So, walk us through. I don't know. Like, you wanna give us like. So you have your master's, and your master's was like in a school. That was like an university. We're talking about like the same university as any other university.
Yes.
Yes. You studied 3-4 years in just like a normal university.
So that university where I used to be there, it was similar like the same universities which we are having, like a Bellevue College, Community College, or a Washington University. The only difference is, like, for example, UW, University of Washington here, have a lot of domains and lot of streams over there. Over there also had lot of streams. Say for example, Ayurveda, there were doctors, there were PGDI, there are homeopathic doctors, and there were like a full-fledged hospital over there where people used to come for the treatments, and there are students as well. So there are two type of students over there, those who are doing bachelor's as well or the masters as well. So there are two types of students over there. The full bachelor's is like full 3 years they are living in that ashram, or they were living in this college and doing that. For me, consider I have 2 small boys and Tuffy and my husband to take care. So education was more of like, you are not staying in that college, you are going, you are taking the studies, you are actually physically attending the classes and coming back. And when the practical comes, when you actually have to go to the hospital, that time you have to stay over there in the college, because in that practicals you have to wake up early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Then you have to go to the patients to 5 o'clock in the morning to check how are they, and then treat them with some kind of physical yoga activities and some kind of yoga. And in the night, in the afternoon, you have to be with them.
So you had, like, let's say, just like in a normal university, you're studying, but once you finish your degree, you can do your practice of yoga, and by practice means like teaching. So you're not like teaching while you're studying. You start teaching when you finish your degree or your master's in this case?
Actually, no, the other way around. So I did my 200 hours before, and I was practicing yoga here in States as well. So after my finishing of the 200 hours, I got an opportunity to teach as a sub teacher. And then when I was teaching over there, few of the students just approached me that why don't you be a full-time teacher? So I started teaching to them, and slowly it grew up from the 2 students to 4 students to 8 students to 12 students. So as I said, like I used to go to the college. So early mornings, like when I have to go to the college, before that the yoga session is 6 to 7, and then I used to go to the colleges and come back. And when I have to actually stay in the college, at that time I have to take off to my students, and I just give some kind of a homework for them for 2 weeks.
That's cool.
So that to retain the students, so that they are still with me.
Pretty smart. Maybe I should start doing that. Like, everybody read 30 pages of Bhagavad Gita and give me your syntax for the next week.
Apart from that, yes, like the asanas are written down. So my students were also kind of very smart, because I saw the students, and I saw that okay, this student is very regular and she knows in and out of all the yoga, I would say Surya Namaskars, followed by asanas, followed by meditation. So I give an opportunity and a little bit of, I would say, an encouragement to that student that why don't you lead the class in terms of my absence. So they used to do that.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so question. I forgot my question. Give me 1 second. Okay, question. Are they popular, common, these like institutions, universities for teaching yoga in India, or is very, I don't know, maybe are local, you're gonna find them more in Rishikesh, or you're gonna find it throughout all the country?
As I have gone deeper into the yoga from here to back in India, I feel, as you said, it's popular. You're talking about the popular my university. No. So I feel the popularity more over there is about 200 hours, which is kind of fixed.
Yes.
And the why it's like the minute you start teaching other people, so 200 hours, one, it's fast, and then 200 hours the other student is paying a lot more money. But as I go deeper, the popularity is like more teachers training, so that more students comes as a teacher, more students comes as a teacher. It is an indirect money. When you pay just like for one class, I feel you're not getting much. So that's kind of a business kind of a thing.
Yes.
But if you think about the actual yoga, the rishis who are doing it, they are doing it for years.
Yes.
Because it's a vast ocean and it takes long time. So I had an impressive time in my 200 hours where I got the gist about what actually is there. Say for example, like the asana part. So I had these 2 books for this 200 hours. I did 200 hours from one of the institutes, and then these 2 books for the same Svyasa.
Can I see it?
For sure. So we'll tell you the topics here about what they are covering. So they are covering about the yoga, the basis of yoga, why yoga, then streams of yoga, like Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, unity in diversity. Then they are talking about Indian culture, material and mind, then life of the spiritual masters. We have Ramakrishna, Ma Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda. We all know about it. And then this is about the practical book, about the self-learning. These are more of the postures, about all those postures, the prone postures, the supine postures, the back ends, breathing exercises and all that.
You got your, this is from the masters.
So yes, good question.
Okay.
Hell, yeah. So I did 200 hours from one of the local, we call it as a yoga studio. And then once I did it, then when I went to the university, so my whole question is, those 200 hours were the fantastic hours for me, but I wanted to go more deeper into it. So because I wanted to go deeper into it, I figured out that those 200 or 300 hours will not serve my purpose. I have to, have like a full-fledged person or degree or institute where a lot of people are there with different kind of skills. So then I approached the S. Vyasa University. So the professor or the director were used to live here. He was in NASA, and after so many years working in the scientific knowledge, he came back and then he opened that institute. So one of the branches is in Canada and in US as well, in Houston, where they are offering only 200 or 300 hours degree.
Okay.
But when I started my master's degree, one of the prerequisite for that master's degree was either you do bachelor's with them. My bachelor's was in business administration, or you do again the 200 hours course with them so that you understand the basic.
Okay.
Then it will take you to master's. So these only two books are just for the 200 hours.
Okay. Those only two books are for 200 hours. And for your masters, are all those?
Yes. Guys, I would like you to see, the bundle of books in my hands. And it was like a lot of studies. I can't carry more.
I can help you. Oh my god. Wow.
So just giving you the topics and the context. So we have in the first semester, so these are divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Vedas, Upanishads and Darshanas. I'm not talking about semester wise, but I'll just give you the names of, the books. Philosophy, Science and Consciousness. We have a Narad Bhakti Sutra, Psychology Lab, about how the human psychology is based on, the yogic cycles and breathing patterns and physical energy of yoga, right? And then we have the anatomy and psychology. We have yoga therapy training too. Then we have advanced yoga, kriyas, pranayama, advanced meditations, advanced yoga techniques. We have research. Research is very important, because we did a lot of research. People are doing the pranayama research, people are doing any kind of results, and the research methodology is based on like how the samples they have collected. And then so a very beautiful research I would like you to share, that how pranayama can increase or decrease weight. Do you think So if you close the left nostril, the Surya Bedi, which is the right side of the nostril, if you take an inhalation and exhalation from there, it has a different aspects in the physical body. Then you are taking an inhalation and exhalation through the left nostril. So yeah, it is a big topic. We'll discuss some other time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then we have the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Hatha Yoga. We have the actual yoga practices. Then we have therapy, oil pulling, yoga, Ayurveda, and mud therapy, cleansing therapies, philosophy, yoga philosophy and health was my favorite book. A lot more. Bhagavad Gita, yes, you know that.
And that's small.
Yes, thankfully this is small, guys. Yoga for Common Ailments
That's
is
cool.
a very, very common book. You know, like they were talking about how the respiration disorders happens, how the neurological digestive system. I'll take you the digestive system disorder if you want. Like here in 200 hours, if there is digestive system, what will we do?
I prefer to say no, depending of the style, because it might be different in yin, might be different in ashtanga. So I cannot give you an exact answer because there are so many things that it will depend.
I see. Yeah. That being said, you will give the style of practice of yoga asana, right? Just like you will say, hey, do this asana if it is in yin, do this asana
Yes.
if it is
Yes.
in ashtanga, or do
Yes.
this asana.
Yes.
Yeah. So this Vyasa talks about, yes, there is a digestive disorders. So they will just treat in the 5 forms, I would say. They will treat first in the physical form, then they will do it in the mental form, then they will treat it in the intellectual form, and then they will treat in the spiritual form. So all 4 and 5 things have to be combined irrespective of any of the asanas you are giving. Like say for example, you are giving Surya Namaskar, Pavan Muktasana, wind relieving pose.
Yes.
You will give Paschimottanasana, forward seating. You will give any of the asanas, but it will be in the different orders. As we have the layers in the body, so this is not just the one layer, we have like a panchakosha, we call it, as a 5 sheath, starting from that annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, and anandamaya kosha. So that is how we will treat the person as like a physical, mental,
Alright.
intellectual, all those
So you will
forms.
go through the layers of koshas and according to the element.
Right.
Oh,
And then we
interesting.
have lot of kriyas we incorporate, like a Noli Dhati is very good. A Vaman Dhati is very good for the people who are having the digestive disorders. Because I have seen in America, there are 4 million Americans who are suffering from gut or the digestive disorders. And I was researching that there were like around 2.5 million people who have gone to this physical appointment or to treat that. So the kriyas, the Vaman Dhati, taking lot of water in the body and then gulping it out removes. I have done it by myself being in this Vyasa, and I have seen people who were actually doing it, they have got great benefits.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. What else? Okay, so the question is, what happens after having your degree? What you have seen, like, what is the difference to having just let's say having 200 hours, 500 hours to having your degree? Like, what are the benefits or perks? Have you seen, like, maybe it's easier for you to reach out studios? I'm not sure if there is like maybe you're because you have a master's, maybe you're asking for a different wage from a senior teacher, or you will be considered a senior teacher after having your master's. So how it developed for you, or what do you see with other students that once they get the master's?
In terms of wages, I don't think you get more wages because of the more studies, unfortunately, in the yoga world.
Yes.
Here also, and I feel in India also, but you get definitely a lot more confidence to teach
Yes.
and to go wherever you are. You can talk with the confidence because you have observed you have not just read those books, you have dealt with lot of people, and you have seen from your own angle how the spirituality comes, and you could able to have more observant in themselves. So but definitely what I think, I got more money in terms of my demands were less, my needs were less when I have gone through that much of the scriptures into my life. I feel the comparison, the greediness, or the level promotion or anything have gone down from 100 to 20. I'm still a human being, so those things will come sometimes, but if I rate myself, I definitely more grounded.